Hey guys, welcome back to the show. I don't know why I was just laughing.
Our show is hilarious.
Uh,
It's a comedy show, really.
It is. It is. Welcome back to the show, guys, where we're bringing you the latest in AI news and sharing our views. Before we dive into the video, hit that like, subscribe, do all those incredible things. We really appreciate it. Let us know in the comments as well what you think. And even if you just want to say hello, just say hi. It's nice to engage with you guys. So let's dive straight into it. This is the first news story for the week for us. Yesterday, we just had a quick update on Whisper. So now we're going to get into the news thread for the rest of the week. So let's go, Will. What's the latest? What have you spotted?
I'm a fortune teller, Ben. I'm a fortune teller. Last week we did a video talking about how OpenAI released a code red, very dramatic, a code red within the organization to basically have all hands on deck to release their new GPT 5.2 model because Gemini 3 got released. It was an amazing frontier model. And then very quickly, Anthropic released Opus 4.5, which was an insane model. And as a result, OpenAI panicked and issued a code red, and they sped up the release of GPT 5.2, and out it came. And for me, the whole point of that video was to talk about how it's a cycle that never ends, and it's very dangerous to enter this cycle. You know, when these companies are being led by profit, not safety, not people's interests, they are just rushing to release models that are of very high capability and intelligence, and not thinking it through. And in that video, I made a joke that, you know, after OpenAI declares a code red, GPT 5.2 comes out, it's insane, and then Anthropic will call a code red. Now, I am a fortune teller because they haven't a code red. I think I deserve
cookies.
I think I deserve cookies for my ability to tell the future. But I don't know if you can see that, Ben. It's not a code red, but there is an internal leak now that Sonnet 4.7, which is Anthropic's sort of middle of the road model, is still an incredibly strong model. They're going to be accelerating the release, trying to get it out during Christmas, because GPT 5.2 from OpenAI smashes all of the benchmarks. And this is what I'm talking about. And that video that we did last week resonated with quite a few people. You were talking about hearing from people in the comments. Well, I got quite a few comments from people generally saying, yeah, that you've got to be scared of this kind of stuff. This is exactly what a lot of the people that are not necessarily anti-AI, but see the dangers of it, are talking about. We have a lot of frontier companies here, Anthropic, Google, OpenAI. They've taken on huge amounts of investor money, and now it's time to cough up and pay those investors. You've got to turn a profit. Yeah. So we're seeing that in many ways. We're seeing that in price rises, limits in usage ability, which annoy people day to day. And now what we're seeing is they're all trying to outcompete each other because if you go on X, at any time, people are very opinionated on which models that you should use for what task. So having internet clout for these companies directly equals revenue. So they're all trying to one-up each other. And for me, that's the danger. That's the danger. We're now rushing out really very capable models without thinking of the safety implications, without thinking of what people need and want. And yeah, I think it's just a dangerous game to keep playing. And I'm especially, before I let you speak, Ben, I'm especially disappointed in Anthropic because they have always been a huge proponent of, you know, pushing AI safety. And to me, if this leak is true, that is just this is why you should never trust any of these big tech companies, because the CEO of Anthropic went on all of these podcasts talking about AI safety, how they've put in scalable, you know, safe AI scaling plans. You know, they're massive pushes of it, and it's all going to be a lie if this is true.
Absolutely, Will. I mean, obviously, you just wonder what shortcuts are being taken to, you know, just to with this arms race, effectively. Because whenever there is that sort of competitive spirit, there's an inevitability that, you know, people will take shortcuts, and whether that's the senior management putting pressure on teams below, and those, you know, those individuals are going, oh God, I just got to get this out, and just take shortcuts here, there. You know, it's the senior leaders can talk all they want to talk about, you know, marketing spiel about being, when it actually comes down to it, you know, we'll see. But again, when there's economic misalignment, i.e. pressure from investors, pressure from shareholders to sort of keep putting, top of the pops, being number one, then there's always going to be that. It's just all misaligned. It's not actually aligned for like the well-being of society, the well-being of mankind. This technology is absolutely breathtaking and groundbreaking and humanity changing. And yet it's being driven by just a profiteering sort of economic model that's all about being first and just try to capture market share. That just, the two things just don't sit comfortably with me. I almost feel that AI should be a humanity good, like air, oxygen, water. It should be for everybody.
Absolutely.
It just feels like it's been captured by, the corporations,
Yeah.
the financial infrastructure that exists, all of the bad things that exist in the world that have historically corrupted everything and manipulated everything for profits, and it's all profit driven. And don't get me wrong, we're for making profit. You have to make a profit to be able to be in business. To be able to create anything to give out to the world, you have to be able to pay to wash your
Pay your
face
way.
effectively. So, but it's just,
it's tricky.
This is such a fundamental technology that I think it's almost like this just doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel right. It's not aligned with what's the right thing to do. Whenever the simple question of what is the right thing to do? How do we build these systems with thought, intelligence, with ethical standards? That takes time to think about, and then to execute on. I mean, we don't know what's going on behind closed doors.
No.
But you just can't help but feel that a lot of this marketing spiel by the CEO of Anthropic or whoever is just marketing spiel. And, you cannot trust it.
No, I think
And it's
we're
not to say
playing
that
this-
these people are necessarily bad people. It's just that you shouldn't trust. You should, either verify or, ideally you want to live in a trustless society where, the technology is built in a architectural way that you can verify and no need for trust. It's just disconcerting, I think. Again, it sort of carries on what we talked about the other day. I mean, to be honest, there's no surprise. I'm not surprised.
No, I think this is the thing is obviously I'm for all intents and purposes, a capitalist. We're in business. We launch products. We do client work. We consult. We want to make money. I believe that fundamentally it's the best system in the world for rewarding people for hard work. Now, that's going to be a controversial thing to say. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of people that agree as well as disagree with me. But when it comes to AI, as you said, there is an uncomfortable feeling necessarily where morals and philosophy do come into it. Like, you can't look at a technology like AI without thinking about it. It's so fundamentally groundbreaking. Never have we seen before people going to the Senate and sitting in front of senators in the US and answering questions about how AI is going to kill us. If this technology goes wrong, it will go really wrong, and it could be absolutely catastrophic for humanity. There's two worlds where it completely excels, and there's a new renaissance for mankind, which is the future that I fundamentally believe in. But if it's built wrong, then it could be catastrophic. So at some point, you have to put aside you have to put aside the profiteering side of it, which is what we really want to do, is change the paradigm in which AI works. And AI is built to make it more decentralized, make it more sovereign. There's still room for companies to grow and make profits here, but we really have to think about the business models that we are deploying within companies. Because if we can do that, then we can have the best of both worlds. And at the moment, Frontier Labs are not setting a good example. They're building everything closed source. They are chasing profits. It feels like that is their sole motivator, and they're not really thinking about the other things and the other impacting points. And they even forget the things that they have spoken about, like their safe AI scaling laws and everything like this that Anthropic have said. They're going to forget about that, because actually what's more important is being at the top and being on top of investor profits and everything like that. Yeah, it's very worrying, and I think we need a paradigm shift. We need to keep pushing the paradigm shift that we're already pushing.
Absolutely, Will. I think the thing is, and again, this is for the audience as well, it's very easy to get doom and gloom and you don't feel like you've got any agency in anything that's happening in this world. It's just happening to you rather than you influencing it. But I think, I think it's about, like, for us, it's the only way that this is going to change is if we build an alternative future.
Yes.
And we can do that, but we also need everyone in the community to do their little bit to support us. That might be just liking this video, sharing this video. If you're a developer, checking out Nano Collective and getting involved with the community there, open source community.
Absolutely.
It might be, using the Whisper app rather than using ChatGPT app. So it's, even when people feel powerless, they do have a choice. They can say, right, there is an alternative solution. There is an alternative future that I would rather have. And it's about getting involved at whatever level you can, and support that alternative, better, positive future, hopefully, in whatever way you can. Because, it's very easy just to go, oh, this has all happened to me and I can't do anything about it. Well, you can.
Yeah, absolutely can.
And we're in a fortunate position that we are building an alternative to this.
We are building a paradigm that we really want to push. We have the Nano Collective, which we founded back in August. That is a group of developers, and it's getting quite a big community now of people that are changing the paradigm. We're working on open source, privacy first, local first AI that is built by the community for the community. There's no price tags on anything. Everything is released with an MIT license, which, if you don't know, means the code is the community's to use. All we ask is for an attribution. That's literally it. Some credit for the community that has worked on it. And other than that, you can use it. What you can then do is build commercial products off the back of that. We are building Whisper as an example. We're not using, we're not using traditional business models there. We want to change and challenge and innovate what would naturally be done in order to build AI in a more scalable, softly sound way that really sits with our morals.
It's about freedom. It's about privacy.
Exactly. We have a one-time purchase app, and then it's yours. We don't have any other business model at the moment. Only yesterday we were talking about other ways to monetize it in a way that sits well with the community. And we haven't decided on what to do, but we want to push a direction as much as possible that, even if it's a harder direction, if that forces us to innovate and create a new paradigm, that's the direction I believe that we should take, because ultimately it builds a better, more decentralized future for AI as a technology. So no, you can do something about it, and you can join the movements that we're creating. Yeah. You can join the Nano Collective. You can help contribute to the open source software. There is nothing there to profiteer on anything. That is all community driven, and build software. But think about, if you're going to commercialize it, think about how you do. And if you're a consumer and you're not interested in building software, then use the open source equivalent, use the privacy focused equivalent. That's, I think, the way that you can look at this. You're not stuck.
No. You're not stuck at all. There is an alternative, and that's the positive. But it is going to be a battle. Absolutely. And it is going to be a fight that we're prepared to have. But we need as many people to support us on this journey and on this mission. So do whatever you can. We Absolutely. Really, really appreciate it. It's often with these videos, we start with a bit of fun, a bit of laughter, but they do get quite serious. So I do apologize for that.
The technology is serious.
Serious topics. It is serious topics, and it's we're not messing around. We're absolutely dead serious. Let's wrap it up, Will, I think. Listen, guys, thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate everything. We'll join you on the next one, bring you more AI news, and obviously share our views, and maybe getting deep as we are now. Or maybe not.
We'll try and find a fun story.
We want to have a bit of fun. We want to put a smile on your day.
We'll find a fun story tomorrow. We'll do a fun story.
Absolutely. But keep positive. We this is all good. There is a positive alternative, and I think I just want to put that message out there. We can choose what we want to. What the future is going to be. So let's do it. All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. Take care. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.